afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, amazing Propagandacast. Me, your host, Pearl Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to 2 versus 2 on Eindhoven Country. Yeah, that's a bit there. In the north, it is Chukcha in Mexico and Artoria Pendragon fighting for the Red Army, for the Soviet Union, socialism. Taking on the Red Army, taking on the role here of the 1st Guards Mechanized Corps in the south, it is Mafia and Butcher fighting for the Oberkommando Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the Hamann Göring Fallschirm Panzerdivision here with Luftwaffe ground forces and breakthrough. The Soviets have counterattack tactics, Soviet combined arms, mechanized support, shock rifle, so combined arms army again, and urban defense with pretty much all infantry buildings on all sides actually. On the west side here, we're going to use straight hit to secure the area around the fuel point here to make it harder for the Germans to quickly move up and dig in there and make it harder for the Soviets to get it back. Germans are taking a more measured approach here with Butcher heading what's centre west and Mafia going hard east here with the full steel party. In fact, going for double steel parties, I just noticed now. Obviously, a lot more firepower. Certainly, these closer quarters can be more effective. You can sort of maneuver into a close spot there. They can be quite potent. Fultz is following up there for Mafia. Butcher with Panzer Fusilier following up there in the wake of his Fultz Grenadiers. Securing the centre. More troops on the west, more barbed wire. In fact, just lots of barbed wire here from Artoria. And in the east, we got their Chukcha moving ahead here with the penal troops and the engineers. More penal troops on the way. So special rifle command side here for Chukcha. Artoria coming to a more heavy infantry build. First engaged in the centre. Fultz being assaulted by conscripts and penal troopers. Butcher's going to have to bring up troops, and if possible, it would be good if Mafia could also move to assist. But they go the Fultz trying to fall back, but already taking significant casualties. Will not be able to hold the line for much longer. The west side, nothing happening there. Pushing through the centre there. Butcher's line is completely, well, Butcher, not much of a line really, but you know, what little was there is definitely gone. Steel Pioneers heading up together in a formidable platoon of death to pretty much just annihilate those engineers if Chukcha ends up being, you know, even a few seconds too late here. Double Steel Pioneers can do a lot of damage for us, and there you go, engineers routed. Over there, damage is piling up in the centre. Now I've got the full Grenadiers. Butcher moving in punch with support here. And the West Steel Pioneer also dragging back there to avoid getting outmaneuvered extended. There we go. Chukcha just hits out there. Mafia's going to have to expect more force centrewards, so is Butcher. Otherwise, they risk basically being cut off from each other, and these Soviets just can't control the centre. Third penal score on the way there for Chukcha. Double engineers here for Artoria. Mafia with double forces, double steel pioneers, and Butcher with more Panzer Fusiliers. Panzer Fusiliers moving up here. Penal are doing what they can, doing heavy damage to the Panzer Fusiliers. Just really aren't doing much in return, it seems. Which, of course, is true because the Panzer Fusiliers are initially less effective than Fultz Grenadiers. They will do less damage. It's only with the recon package they actually do better than Fultz Grenadiers. It's a little note there. Steel Party with the penal troopers there, at least trying to. We got coming up here, left flank there completely collapses under a wave of socialism. Steel Party moving up slowly here, mining off, and preparing perhaps for a big push. But I think Mafia needs to speed up the pressing on the right flank, or Butcher could find himself butchered and hung up in the store window. Back here, troops reinforcing. Oh, well, just reinforcing, no healing yet. We got a track moving up for both players here. Conscripts doing what they can. Chukcha there with an M3A1 scout on the way. The Fultz coming up. Steel Pioneers mining up still here. And also securing the eastern side. And Mafia here basically leaving the flank to the Fultz Grenadiers into Butcher for now. Feel like he could perhaps put a bit more effort into it with the Steel Pioneers to assist Butcher and his other troops. There you go. Steel Pioneers quickly disengaging but not retreating. We got 496 versus 473 so far. Fultz are being bled out as more infantry just holds their way in. Got the M31 ready here for Chukcha. Back here, troops moving back. We got the Belgrade headquarters up there. Butcher. We'll have to see what he goes for. Yeah, it's going to be the mechanized ready for Mafia. Coming up, we got Banham Granada off against the Panzer Fusilier holding up the heavy cover. Student Pioneer advancing. Other students going to try and cover up the car point, but they're simply too exposed on their own, isolated, and simply will not be able to fend off. Steel Passport also retreating. Got lots of mines, and there's certainly a good chance the M31 will hit one of them. But for now, Mafia and by extension Butcher risk very much losing their car point here and thusly losing access to the fuel. If they're lucky, of course, the scout car will hit the Schützenmine and go kaboom. If they were lucky, which they weren't. Troops reinforcing, healing can soon happen. Mechanized rigging almost done there for Mafia as well. So far, strong out here from the 1st Guards Mechanized Corps, assailing fascist lines and overcoming them. Mine goes off here, killing some engineers. And apparently the sheer stroke of irony right before they get the Minesweeper. That is quite spectacular. Don't worry, Petrov. The Minesweeper's here anytime. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, Petrov, your legs, they're gone. Well, at least it wasn't me. Just moving ahead here. Big push here from Butcher. Of course, keen on securing the fuel there. Very important, of course. Charging in as many heaters of the rest. Grenades going off there. Burning through the... Oh, actually blasting through the penal troopers. I thought there was an grenade. We got D-45s on the way as well. Big counter-attack for Butcher to assist. Mafia following up. The troops constantly up on the left flank. Got a maximum there as well from Artoria. And Guineas with minesweepers being routed as well. Scout car there. Needs to get out of there fast, I think. Mechanized regiment will have some time for calling the looks, but not too far. Butcher couldn't through go for flag half time. We got 5 makers called in by Mafia to support the frontline efforts. Scout kind of moving about. Big 2 points now fully in control of the surge, bleeding out the Germans very, very steadily. Still going for the curve point there, or at least the point. I don't think it particularly cuts much off actually. Student Punier engaging there. Troops enforcing. Can go for looks in any moment now, though of course we may be planning a Puma instead. Could certainly be an idea there. Back in the third base we have medics on the way there for Artoria. Chukcha has yet decided to go for that. Scout cars moving about here. No sign of a doctor by the way from the Soviet players as yet. They remain a bit hesitant on that one. Student Punier falling back. Panzer doing westwards. Lekena from the way there for Butcher. As for Mafia, nothing sort of further indicating anything. Mine goes off from the Sturm Pioneers. Fights Mega also, I think. Yeah, take a miner cache as well due to the mine there. Butcher there, popping breakthrough tactics. Thumbs up, allow him to quickly cut off a lot of territory. Good play there. Nice use of the ability, which I was tend to get overlooked. Lots of mines from the surge, causing significant casualties to Butcher's infantry and to Mafia's forces. Good work by the Soviets there, obviously. Good work. Digging around the center of the Sturm Punier and Panzerverlierer. Plus they're being overwhelmed by the engineers and, of course, more importantly, the scout car. Does raise ambush, and there we go, get the Puma on the way from Mafia. Minesweepers in this one, Sturm Pioneer squad, double Panthers in the scout car, could see it off here. There we go, small relief here for the German army. On this Mafia is forced to get on position in the field. We've got Panthers with the Sturm Pioneers running in there, rushing in there, but also quickly rushing out as they realise there's simply too many Soviet infantry on the way for deal with it. We got Butcher with an MD-34. Mafia's Puma is almost done. He probably should consider an MD-34 on this as well to help deal with this. Just a massive wave of Soviet infantry, penal troopers and conscripts. Shoulder by shoulder almost. And there you go. Pushing away there. Butcher, whose forces just can't muster enough firepower to hold this tidal wave of Marxism. We got the Puma out there. Gonna be great versus in light vehicles versus this much infantry. The Puma may struggle just a bit. Chukcha on the way with more engineers. Artoria with, well, not much else going on there either. No sign of doctrine from the third place. Puma moving up here. 90 tank rounds from the penal troopers. I suppose that's a small relief there for Mafia's 234-2. Moving up for the center machine guns, penal troops and pulse grenadiers. Car point once more hit. Puma with 2 kills so far. Maximum they're holding up Butcher's assault. Probably wasn't expecting Artoria to move up the maximum so close to the space, but that's exactly what Artoria did, and very much stymieing here. Butcher's counter-attack, causing quite a bit of grief. The penal troops or Panzers trying to get a building set and Molotov. Looking pretty rough here for Butcher at the moment. East side here, Puma pushing back the troops steadily. With support from the Fox Mega Squad, it seems like. Good work. Or maybe it's because Chukcha's trying to win support here in the center. It's hard to say there really. A lot of stuff going on there. Lots of movement. Very fluid series of engagement here between the Germans and the Soviets. The Kenneth has bounding just gone straight for the western point and back in the base of the surge. Got the tank commands going up. Can quickly mean double T zones against the Germans. Then again, with the Puma, they might be more incentivized to either just straight take ahead or go for H-6s, and the T7 as the Puma, even 2 T7 as the Puma, may encounter what some professional calls problems. Maxim there versus Sturm Pioneers and MD-34. Conking up the side there, trying to deal with that, not quite succeeding. Back here, troops setting up once more for Butcher and the German army. Sturm Pioneers getting ready as well. Puma setting out here for Mafia. Engaging with coaxial machine gun and main gun. Shots fired there. Sturm Pioneers from westwards here for Butcher. Trot on the way there for him as well. Going to be 300 quarters. Mafia's ops not going to be taking up anytime soon due to the presence of the Puma. The Kevlar's pushing the western field upon there, thwarted by the arrival of Artoria's infantry. Still no sign of doctrine nearby from either third player. They are still remaining a bit coy there. Track out and there go. Chukcha does commit to doctrine. It is urban defense, line to tank guns, forward headquarters, booby traps, KB2 heavy tanks, and shock troopers. Guessing Chukcha's going to try and stall for KB2, and there'll probably be some shock troopers here to put pressure on the Germans. Not a bad idea at all. Mafia thinks we consider a machine gun to back up its troops. Like, that's all the Third Infantry. Again, the Thirds are relying very much heavily on just sheer mass of troops, so additional machine guns to help deal with these tactics would be a good addition there for Mafia since he's running so much manpower. Chukcha calling the shock to the squad. Butcher once more pops counter-attack tactics, or breakthrough tactics, I mean, allowing to quickly cut off the third fuel point there. Good play, 2 thumbs up. Worth noting, now the third players activating to T70, so they're probably thinking again, it's not worth it, and they're probably also thinking, and SU 6 is not worth it either. So they're likely to go for the Mechanized Armour Company and push for something with a bit more oomph. And before from the trench, could consider popping Incendiamo piercing rounds to further damage the infantry there from Artoria and Chukcha. Jumping versus conscript, there you go. Molotov off there. Far East got a Fancy Mega Squad there in ambush. I'm not entirely sure that's the best use of the Fancy Mega Squad, to be honest. I mean, if you're better off just laying down a flank emplacement, to be honest, than I think wasting a Fancy Mega Squad on that. I mean, that's a pretty expensive way to, I think, secure a point. Plus one that could basically backfire, and again, you need to be specifically paying attention to that since then sort of launch the ambush properly. So I feel like this is a bit too ambitious by Mafia. And again, oh dear, sandbagged. Apparently they vaulted. That can happen sometimes. The unit will just vault despite you order them not to. They got stuck. Then I don't think Mafia was aware of it. Bad news for Pum getting hit by the 63 divisional gun. No officer from Butcher should consider. I think would be quite helpful there as far as infantry. And also get pushed back against the surge for that. Big push from infantry, backed up with the infantry before still holding up in the trench. Nice work by there by Mafia getting down the trench. Thumbs up. Assault continues. There we go. Artoria on the ball there with the Maxim there. They also got Chukcha going for the Mechanized Armour Company. Very good. Artoria has still yet to take up. All commit to Doctrine. Fighting continues to be heavy and brutally around the centre. West side seeing some light skirmishing. Right hand side is wide open. I'm guessing Chukcha may try and rush out a T-34-6, that or stall for the KB2. There's also the option initially 5, but I think those are probably the more two likely solutions there for Artoria to this mess. Artoria, by the way, going for the Mechanized Armour Company, at least expected solutions. I mean, obviously there are more solutions than that, but, you know, if you sort of go by the average player, they'd be likely to either go for T-34-6 or go for the KB2 here, I think. Oh, no. MG-54, the silent spikes, so it mortified there. Good investment there by Artoria. And the Red Army can't push back as they get slaughtered there. Far west, we got still a bit more skirmishing. Puzzles about the conscript. 7 kills, so 22. Again, moving up. Maxim there, forming up a notable problem here for Mafia's infantry. Grenades up. Almost got a wipe there. MG-54 secured here. Oh, nice deal there for Artoria. Bad loss for Butcher, meaning the Germans now have no machine gun to help deal with these third heavy infantry tactics. Probably could pop breakthrough tactics again to help cut off these western points. Would not be a bad idea. Machine gun clear out, this time a Maxim. Oh, that's actually the MG-54, but they start to push for the Maxim. Puma with aim support dealing with the troops on this side. Both German players have the Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier up and authorized. That of course means that Mafia can equip its troops with FT-42s, and has in fact equipped one of them. But it's not the one that actually is moving about, it's the static one. Yeah, again, it feels like a really curious set of decision making there by Mafia. Again, honestly, he'd be better off just stuffing down a flank emplacement or something. You know, building a trench and then stuffing MG-54 rather than spending a 5-minute squad on this. Obviously, again, he's hoping to get a wipe here and there, but so far there's been absolutely no action, and he's probably going to benefit from those 5 minutes being elsewhere more by now, so. And apparently they have gotten some kills there, 4 kills, so clearly they're doing something good, but there's also, I think, a maximum length time to keep repeating that little attack there before your opponent catches on and punishes you. But anyways, we'll see what happens. Again, they are not advised doing that. Moving eastwards here, fights up in the centre. And particularly it's just weird, like he wouldn't upgrade the ones actually seeing more direct frontline action with FT-42s and rather than again the one in the ambush heading first. Possibly on the west side, being assaulted by numerous infantrymen there from Artoria. And we got the Panzer IV there for Butcher, the Panzerkampfwagen 4, as von Jod. Fortunately, the Panzer moving up, engaging there Artoria's infantry out in the open. I'd rather the Panzer IV is going to be a huge asset there. Now the Chukcha Artoria, despite going for the Mechanized armor, coming yet to go for any armor. So again, at least for Chukcha indicates the KV2 heavy tank still there. As for Artoria, could go for K1s, could also go for Mechanized Support with the ISU, but then probably should have gone for it sooner, since at least that way Guardsman could have been quite helpful there for Artoria and for Chukcha, of course, as well by extension. And the center gems infantry calling the center victory point. We got 399 versus 398. Pretty close to each other, actually. More mortar here. Panzer Sturmpanzer is called out in the open. Pretty bad there for the Sturmpanzer to retreat soon. In the center line being sort of thinly held. In the east here, Chukcha is pushing ahead. KV2 ready to be built. Of course, they'll short on fuel and manpower for it. So players, of course, could consider fuel cache. We see Artoria now floating a lot of manpower. Should strongly consider to assist both him and his teammate, since obviously the faster can get a lot of fuel going, the better. So that's definitely, I think, something that should be on Artoria's list. And never mind, stuff is happening. Got an H-35 tanks on the way there. Not bad, should be pretty handy. A field cache would still also, I think, be pretty handy. West side here, Continent trying to dig in. Iron State quality by the Panzerkampfwagen 4 as from Jod. Engaging with its main gun and with Fury. We do actually get a fuel cache, but I'm surprised it's not placing it there, but rather here. I guess it's to ward off against harassment in another carve point, but at the same time it is close to the front line, so bit hesitant about this one. Either way though, building a fuel case is a good move there for Artoria. Will help both him and Chukcha, of course, in getting up more armor, and we're pointing out the heavy tank. And there you go, Panther moving up, exposing the fuel case there possibly. Except he doesn't quite see it. The tree in this case, with a bit of shrubbery, proves to be the salvation of the newly built fuel cache. Eastern side, which got here by Mafia. Not much response. We actually got a fuel cache up from Chukcha as well. So both players each committing to one fuel cache, looking to possibly leverage one of the possible better advantages as the Germans, which of course is they can build fuel cache, the Oberkommandist cannot. So by building some fuel cache, they can sort of live long enough. They can theoretically sort of outdo the Germans in terms of just sheer numbers with that. But of course, Chukcha is going to be starting here for the KV2, but of course 2 fuel caches will help them get towards it much faster. As for Artoria, still no indication of the overall battle plan here, or the end game strategy, if you will. By this point, I'd certainly wager the Mechanized Support or counter-attack tactics at this point. Counter-attack tactics, of course, also being popular for the B4 howitzer. Breakthrough tactics again, as once more Butcher makes a raid here towards the west point. In the east, though, Chukcha returning the favour here, going for the German eastern fuel point now, looking to outmaneuver him. We do actually get a trench machine gun up now, plus Ken. We can clearly see there, Mafia is very concerned about that victory point. He is very concerned. Perhaps a bit excessive. So we actually got a Stukas of first out for Mafia. Starting to get the suspicion he may be trying to go for King Tiger. The Königstigern. Back here, reinforcement him going for Artoria, and a bit the same here for Chukcha. Reinforcements are just elsewhere, I guess. And there you go, final doctrine is Mechanized Support for Artoria. Could have had that out soon. I mean, there's a few guardsmen early on I think would have done quite well for the Soviets. But those guardsmen are quite efficient infantry, so I'm a bit surprised. There's been no sign of that sooner by Artoria. Feels like a light oversight there. A mistake possibly, but we'll see. Either way though, ISU 152 will be the late game here. Of course, he may have wanted to do it to, like, you know, not signal the opponent, but, you know, I still feel like getting some guardsmen up would have been worth it. That risk. Got a wipe there. I'm plead on Chukcha. This was trying to make progress, striking here against Mafia's lines, and the centre Butcher holding up west side there, getting a bit of light harassment. Stukas was flying away there with 6 mighty rockets. 5 from what was known as roof armament or throwing frames, which could just be also far from the ground. In fact, they were primarily sort of used on the ground that way, sort of used as static rocket batteries. Little fun fact there. There were numerous of those in Normandy, for example, to help defend the beaches. So a little fun fact there. Little fun fact there. H5 moving head back up in from trying to go for the machine gun here and successfully grab it back here from the, so at least for now successfully grab. Of course, that could quickly change the blink for 9. Constant flanking up here with Molotov, very good there. We got the Panther applying support. And we got the KV2 tank out here for Chukcha. And the first guard's Mechanized Support, of course, with access to the Soviet tank there. Firing away. First shot misses the mark. Contact close being wiped out. Things are certainly escalating. Puma shoots, bounces. KB2 lands and excessively powerful hit, then the Puma almost taking it out. Bit of light skirmish on the left side. Comes to cook down to the Panzerverlierer. Troops reinforcing, setting out. So what will Butcher go for? We try and stall for a Jagdtiger. That'd be rather ambitious. But I suppose with a KB2 and a ISU 152 are likely on the way. That could be something of an idea to consider. Only got breakthrough taxes here from Butcher, pushing through the centre here. Kenner following up. Gunwing trying here to take out the KB2, firing there with his 50mm gun. Shot missed, or apparently just faced out of reality, hard to say there. Great hit by the Assist 3 on the Puma, and there you go. We got Assault Artillery called in to try and break up the lines, and Butcher loses a unit in the process. Breakthrough tactics still. Sadly, still inside the officer from Butcher. Everything explodes here. Penal Troopers surprisingly not actually taking any damage from it, or at least no casualties. Guardsman, meanwhile, suffers excruciating casualties as the artillery goes off, but doesn't quite get wiped. Smoking full up, so that way off screen line of 5, the KB2 and the H-85. Butcher's plans for moving in to occupy the area on the west side. Here we got a further fighting about the western fuel point, but it's routed here by counterattack from Artoria and the 1st Guards Mechanized Corps. In the centre, KB2 them bombarding away at suspected fascist positions. Mine set off there by the Panzer IV. Good work by Butcher. Stuckendorf fires again. More rockets unleashed. Shock troopers taking minor casualties. Continuing on the west side. Just moving up for the centre. Again, if a machine remains here. It feels like again like a flanking place would have been a better pick then, to be honest. But that's just me. Oh! KB2 shoots for the head. Tries to get some light damage in there, but nothing serious. Still meanwhile taking heavy damage here from other sources. And credit to risk being destroyed here, which is definitely a loss for Chukcha. Chukcha additionally got another hit there, but it should consider bringing up some more armor soon to assist the KB2. And Artoria, of course. Artoria, of course, on here for the... Oh! ISU, and there you go. The Puma went down, and notable loss there for Mafia. And even just now with the Stuckendorf and infantry, which that's the KB2 is going to have a hard time. Doing pretty much most of the fighting there to Butcher for the time being. Especially if Mafia is playing here for the King Tiger. Butcher could possibly be stalling here for the Jagdtiger, obviously. We'll love to see how that works out. Defense position remains. Mining up here in the west. One fuel cache down, but they still have one to go. Meaning those with a roughly 50-50 split map with the map's resources. Their soldiers are still getting more there. Mafia by floating a lot of manpower. I can understand why I want to spend too much manpower on things, you know, they could block off still, but I don't know, I feel like you'll still be a bit more active again. Like, go for another Chinese plan for the King Tiger, just get it ready now already. And maybe consider a light infantry gun after that to provide some artillery support. That could be a good idea there for Mafia. Besides the Stuckendorf, that is. Fighters been trying to push for this, and we've got a heavy concentration of showed infantry support boxes to make it hard here for Mafia's infantry lead the charge here. Butcher also floating resource again. He's clearly sewing up for the Jagdtiger. He has the command point. He just needs the fuel now, and he is less than a minute away from the fuel there for the Jagdtiger. Mafia, meanwhile, again, just needs the fuel. Technically, I mean, he has the manpower. Just needs to like take up as well. But so far, is not taking. Can choose your rocket launcher there for Chukcha. Stuckendorf fires again. This time, mostly devastating sandbags, and we got another assault artillery calling him a Butcher. Well, the search realizes at least Artoria's getting out of there. Chukcha, meanwhile, just seems to go, why is everyone running away? And there we go, direct hit down the KB2, doing some damage. Another hits up from the artillery. KB2 is down to half health. Oh my. Troops nearby also getting caught in the artillery, actually taking further casualties there. A devastating bout of assault artillery there. The least softens up the third centre. Smoking falling out, pitted on the Germans to move and occupy the territory there. Nice usage of assault artillery, in fact, by Butcher. He's also called the Arctic. In fact, by now, the only thing he hasn't used is the Sturmofficer. Come on, Butcher. He's good. Trust me. We got the Jagdtiger out here, based off the King Tiger chassis and equipped with a 128mm gun, which packed quite a punch if you could get a gun in line. Adding the engine improvements, finding in the centre here. And Artoria has called in the ISU-152. So we got the Sphero Boy or the Beast Killer versus the Beast. Who shall win? ISU moving ahead into the line of fire. The Jagdtiger doesn't spot it, doesn't see it. ISU shoots, Jagdtiger turns, shoots, and penetrates the ISU's 152's armour. H5 moving up this well, a Kenner for nearby. Oh, H5 turns to shoot, hits the Jagdtiger frontal armour. Jagdtiger could shoot back, does not, I guess. And no, King Tiger attempting with Mafia. Instead we got the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Pride of the Vaterland. Sounding the Puma for extra resources. Good work there with Mafia. Trying on the left flank here. Got Jagdtiger shooting up something. I believe that was the Kenner that's cleared out by the Soviets. Denying it to them. Good move there by Butcher. A problem for the Oberquist and longer matches can actually end up being they end up handing over a lot of the Kenner to the enemy, which usually tends to bite them in the arse. So denying that to the opponent is a really good move there by Butcher. Thumbs up. Shock troops think about it. They might get though de-sneaked here by the Fightmakers as they disappear from the ambush. Closing down the Sturmovix there, and there you go. Sturmplan is forced back. Ooh, great, they're nicely thrown, but dodged united by Mafia. Could toss a blend curve on them, to be honest. There you go. Fightmakers pushing back the shock troops in the centre. Jagdtiger bombarding here, third lines. Probably going for the field gun. There you go. Crew explodes after a direct high-flow shell launched into the midst of them. So heavy armor advancing. Jagdtiger, of course, needs something to spot for it. Stukas is firing as well there. Puma's opening up here. H5 shoots in the Jagdtiger. Does the Jagdtiger respond? No. Rockets shattering a nearby maximum crew for nothing else. ISU shoots in the advancing fighting squad. Panther moving ahead here to spot possibly the Jagdtiger shoots. Gets a hit. Jagdtiger plane was not within range. In the west side, we get the Panther cramping the flank there against any attempt to outmaneuver the Germans. Very good there. Jagdtiger taking the brunt of the Soviet artillery as rockets flying through there. Bounce against the armour. Up north here, trying to push for the northern victory point. They will only find the MD-34. Another field gun there for Artoria and the Red Army. I assuming hit with issue 5. KV2 there can also move up, get 7 kills on that one, 4 on that one, and 3 on that one. Actually, it killed a surprisingly large amount of infantry there for a tank destroyer with no machine guns. Picks up the Jagdtiger. Panther riding westwards there, trying away there for Butcher. Jagdtiger shoots, lands a great hit in the issue-85. Close to veterans 1, it's got 6 kills. Also primarily infantry, though again, it's got a supporting fire ability. And we got the infrared half-tick here for Butcher to help make use of such range on the Jagdtiger, and of course spot for its artillery users. But there we go, Consquad about to go back with the Fightmakers, annihilated. Cut to ribbons. In the east here, KV2's going to move in, and ultimately, like Kednev MD-34 position, will find itself shattered. Hits a mine though. Apparently Mafia had seen this to some extent. Still though, that's going to be a bit tough for him to deal with. We got the Panther moving eastwards. I'm still surprised there's been not a lot of effort here in the flanks by the Surge. They've been sort of tunnel vision in the centre here. Admitted this German squad's trying to outmaneuver more, but you know, at least we finally got an attempt here by Chukcha. But I will say that took some time. And now, in fact, he might be able to turn the tables here on the KV2 Panther. We have got the penal troops nearby, and this could, of course, backfire. Mafia goes in there heavily with the Panther without support. Yup, that looks exactly like it's going to happen. Anti-tank self-charge is going to have to drive the Panther close against us. Like, get the self-charge off the KV2. It's going to hope he takes out the KV2 with this, because otherwise he just threw away a Panther. The Kenver misses. Almost got the KV2, but that Panther is going to go down. There's not enough supporting him to get in for moving. Artillery fire raining down from the Chukcha as well. Panther down. West side here, boys trying to outmaneuver the position on the west side, but both assaults or both maneuvers seem to have been under-supported. We finally got the infantry unit from Mafia also with Orbital Darden, but sadly a bit too little too late here, I think, from Mafia. I can understand his enthusiasm, but that need, I think, a bit better support there to work out. In the centre, Jagdtiger moving in here. Opening up in the ISU-152 there, 8 kills. 371 versus 258. The Germans haven't controlled the victory punch, but the eastern heights here have to be surrendered for now to the Soviets, if of course they realise it. T-34's been 600 for Chukcha, very good. He's gone for double Katyushas. Meanwhile, Artoria's not gone for anything else. Could consider T-34s of his own. Well, I guess small Katyushas. Or another H-85. There are certainly options there. Panda 4 holding back. Here, troops reinforcing, healing. Stuttgart's unleashing hell again. 10 kills. So far, credit to that artillery crew. The centre, Yakti guided again with its bombarding fire ability there. Though, getting hit on the caught up in the terrain, it seems. More Panzer out here for Butcher. Still not on the Sturmwaffes here. Concussing getting the conscript on the Sturmwaffes quick close and sort of finish them off. Mine goes on the conscripts. I think he was trying to flank up, expecting another machine gun to be there, but obviously Mafia's already abandoned the position. But obviously, what Artoria doesn't know benefits Mafia for as long as the illusion maintained. And of course, the illusion is about to, like, you know, get ruined, a bit like, you know, finding out Santa Claus doesn't exist. There's no machine gun in this trench, at least for now. Panda towards the gas on the west, they try to push the fuel, but the fuel instead turns out to be, the victory point turns out to be a death trap as the Panda 4 slaughters all the infantry. More infrared there from the 251-20 infrared half-tank. Yaktiga shoots there. I think trying to take out that mortar crew. We got flares off here as well from Butcher's Panzerfusiliers to further assist in scouting. Thumbs up there to Butcher. Nice use of abilities and such. Jump up to assist the Panda from ground the point here. Not much there. There you go. We got a deep flank here. Chukcha swings in, exposing Mafia's right flank as being a sham. Goes right for the infrared half-tank. If the T-34 could actually hit, apparently. Troops being pushed back, encountering too much resistance here. Gets the infantry half-tank. May was planning to go for the Yakti when instead exposed here, and the assault fails. I suppose a small win, but I don't think I'd say a T-34 is worth a half-track. The half-track was worth the T-34. I think that was a bit of a bad trade there by Chukcha. More artillery firing down in the German positions. We got Mafia on these sides to try and recapture that from the Soviets. ISU shoots off, bounces off the Yaktiga's armour. Yaktiga lands a great hit there, 10 kills. Veterans 185 going for the Yaktiga, shoots, bounces on misses. Yaktiga turning back to deal with this armoured certain instance. There you go, another shot goes through. Yaktiga shoots, misses. More Katyusha find the machine gun nearby the Yaktiga on the west side going for the point here. Conscript in an ambush, but they're not going to hold long. Panther repaired. Yaktiga striking off the damage. East side here, full retreat there from Mafia. The KV2, of course, proving to be a formidable bastion of socialism, which he cannot pierce. We got 325 versus 138, another T-34 for Chukcha. As for Artoria, we got another H-85 tank destroyer. So Artoria definitely wants to crack the nut that is the Yaktiga. And is apparently willing to initiate an entire nutcracker suite to do so. Punches occur on the western victory point here, eastern side. We got penal troopers with the KV2 moving forwards there, breaching the castle. And entering into the fuel point there. Mafia, of course, having no forces there, makes it much easier for Chukcha to push through and secure the castle grounds, the courtyard. Got west side here. HU1 shoots. Yaktiga moves ahead. We got breakthrough tanks again here. Very good. HU5 number 2 waiting, but I tried to got too many forces in the to call in. Fight moves in. Pantherfast Nation 5, but not enough. And there you go. Devastating hit. Almost halving out. Yaktiga shoots on the T-34. Great hit there. Slowly approaching the T2. KV2 moving around the courtyard. And there you go. Catching the German infantry. There we go. Shoots. Hits the Sturm on. He's gaining the T2. No casualties yet. But of course, that can quickly change. In the centre of the Yaktiga advancing with support from the Panther 4 here. ISU staying at a reasonably safe distance. Western point secure. We even got some troops from Mafia here to assist. East side KV2 continues to just hold the courtyard like some mythological monster. Panther from the eastern side there. Got direct hit from the ISU 152 on the Panther 4. Piercing his armor and doing a nasty bit of damage. He should fire almost down there for Artoria. Ooh, mine goes off and the punch is almost wiping them out. And more Katyusha fire around the center here. They've of course got Stuttgart's first fire. So just lots of rockets being unleashed here. KV2 engaging like Kevin after that in close quarters combat. I don't think that's going to go on like Kevin if he gets out of alive. And down the entire and it goes. 15 kills, 52. Yakti in the center. Shoots away there. At least trying to hit, but so far It's actually struggling a bit there with all the small targets. Chukcha to secure the western points again here. ISU moving ahead. Panther on reserve. There you go. Direct hit from the Arctica on the ISU. Very close to 52 there. And access to a higher rate of fire, which is great for it, of course. If we can get there. West side, we got the field reclaimed by the conscripts. HT5 still waiting, ready to arrive, but just can't get through. Apparently, it's not tall enough. Another T-34 there for Chukcha. We got 302 versus 22 or 222. Kedva creeping up here, but against the Pimtum squad, of course, the KB2 along the Kednev is going to be, I think, a very bad investment there for Mafia to send in. T-34 on the right hand side, second T-34 halfway done for Chukcha. Tiga. Once more lurching forward to the front line like a lumbering behemoth of Kupsteel. About to bombard here, the machine gun shoots, misses, shot went a bit too far. Almost on the way there for Butcher, still no Sturmhoff is here. Second shot misses the mark as well. Third shot actually goes through there. I think that was something that actually got the kill there. Still need to shoot the HT5. Far moves here, could ambush the counter of the bung grenade. Geballte Ladung. You know, that one. East side here, the courtyard continues to remain in the Soviet hands. And there you go, we got a King Tiger now from Mafia. We got the Königstiger, the Tiger 2. So it's the Tiger 2 and the Jagdtiger. Another Panther there for Butcher. Grenades being lobbed out, and there you go, we got another forward here for Artoria. And east side T-54 and K2 was the King Tiger support, spare punch support there. Shot bounce off the King Tiger's armor. Like about to get wiped out. Jagdtiger elevated 2 moving ahead here. Shoots, I think going for the fuel cache there. Not a bad idea, they're denying the search for fuel. Panther 4, the hits are mine. Cutley Butch in a bad spot. Cache down, but that could cost him a Panther 4. Nope, looks like here that Artoria is disengaging in time from the engagement. Worried about the Jagdtiger possibly taking out the ISU-152. Other ISU is basically without a gun. As that got knocked out, destroying here the field gun. We got troops moving up. Pretty risky there by Mafia. One good push there from the surge could destroy it. And there you go, big flanking from the conscripts. Chukcha holding the courtyard, but left very much. Artoria to get punched in there in the centre. Still firing down the centre. There you go. One Katyusha rocket launcher destroyed by Mafia's rocket launcher. Jagdtiger bombarding and wiping out the conscript squad. 18 kills. Good work. HT5 racing in here, straight to land on the Jagdtiger, which is now roughly half HPV. Pumps swimming up there, could swarm the Jagdtiger and the Panther down to tank south charge. There we go. Panther 4 Model J got stuck with one. Damaging the engage farming up there. Jagdtiger that could try and go on the hunt for the HT5 here as Artoria pushes his luck. Chukcha, by the way, may want to consider just mining and booby trapping the area here to make it harder for the Germans to push through for the eastern victory point, to be honest. There we go. HT5 down here, pushes luck a bit too far, and Butcher punished him. 285 to 206, back here, troops reinforcing. Courtyard remains as a threat here for the Germans, but at the same time, not too big a one as Chukcha is apparently not factored with. We've got another Katyusha rocket launcher there for Chukcha. Stugas was moving up there, close to 53, got 21 kills. And we got the King Tiger moving up here for Mafia as well. Lots of heavy German armour there on the move. Silence in the courtyard, besides the rumbling of engines and the sound of welding. Another Katyusha out there for Chukcha. ISU moving out there, 8 kills, close to 52. Air recons out from Mafia, and smoke bombs. Or mostly just air recon, I think, trying to figure out what the surge is up to, where to perhaps prepare if he goes again. They haven't really seen any of the surge for some time, so obviously trying to figure out where they might be striking is a really good idea there, so thumbs up to Mafia. Also quite some possible target there for the Stugas of Us, and doing some light damage there, but nothing serious. Consequence for the send there, goes straight to line for the Jagdtiger. 21 kills. He's really doing good work with the Jagdtiger, but he's doing quite good work with it, impressive. Another HT5 there for Artoria. rocket firing down here from north of the castle ruins onto Butcher's and Mafia's centre here. At the same time that we got here, Butcher with an aggressive maneuver on the left flank here, hoping to no mines, and it paid off beautifully there. Still not pushing too far, but still threatening here the third flank, possibly trying to make them more concerned about that as well. Either way, nice work there. Could have perhaps supported a bit better, but I like the idea. The Stoops was coming up again once more for Mafia. There we go, now the Citizen Hackers round being delivered straight to missile. The Penal Troopers, there you go, shot 5, 23 kills. King Tiger moving out. T-54 they could take from the shot. Kept moving ahead as well. Looks like a big Soviet push here against the Germans. No mortars laid on smoke machines. They do have one, but they're not using it. Bit of a mistake, I think, there with the Soviets. Or at least the flare to them, so the spot out there. All the way, King Tiger taking heavy damage, of course. Jagdtiger misses the H-5, being unfortunate to the Butcher, but the assault in the centre continues here brutally. The Surge clearly not quite concerned with the catch. He's got Salchach off, heavy fire there as all the Surge heavy arm now is committed to the battle. Troopers firing to the midst. Nearby infantry being blasted. T-54 not doing much there. H coming up. There you go. We got Butcher counter-attacking, launching assault to the flank there of the Surge. Tank destroyers. Don't move there, but Butcher blitzkrieg by increasing the rate of fire of the unit. As that's only overcourse version, by the way. Still, H5 to go down. T-54 reacting with the damage is already done. The left flank is crumbling. Panther 4 they're about to go down, but 2 H5s have been taken out. The Surge assault has been disrupted. The Surge wife may in fact be completely halted. Charge bouncing. Oh, almost got the T-54, but didn't. I shoot there, caught in a volume of smoke there, I think here, possibly from Artoria's mortar. No, it's actually Mafia with the smoke in there. Panther getting away, needs to get the Arctic up to support. Close to the Veteran 3 there. Good hit there, very close to Veteran 3, but not quite. Brutal fighting here, and with this, Mafia now pushes through the courtyard, which again has not been mined up by Chukcha, despite having plenty of munitions. He could easily have mined up a good part of the courtyard, even booby trapped it. So, bit of a mistake, I think, by Chukcha, to put it mildly. Bit of mistake. Chukcha still has a sizable force, but most of his tanks heavily damaged, and thus it would be pointless to commit to the fighting. Butcher's Jagdtiger, they're being repaired. Kick Panther 4 and King Tung Panther we got breakthrough tanks, one from Butcher. We got 280% on 72. Going to need some points. We've got more Katyusha fire to just keep the Germans off the victory points for now. But both Butcher and Mafia are not to be dissuaded. Not now. Victory is within reach. Jagdtiger moving in here. They're a bit short on munitions. Was a bit short, now has the munitions to fire it again. More orbs on there for Butcher. It's elite. Still, no Storm Officer there from Butcher. I'm a bit disappointed in that. I'm a bit disappointed. He could also go for a Panzer 4 more, or a Panther at this point if he wanted to. Going for another infrared half-tech. There we go, got a bombing here in the centre. 24, incredibly close to Veteran 3. I mean, he just needs a bit more damage to probably get there. Which would definitely be bad news for any Soviet armour. Since, of course, an even higher rate I find the Arctic is usually considered a bit bad news for any armour in front of it. King Tiger 5 kills, Jump has a mark on the centre point. These start to get the KV2 moving in. 26 kills, close to the ace level. King Tiger advancing here. We got 280% on the 54. Conquers point blank with the King Tiger. They still banging fun on, but there you go. Jagdtiger also integrate in. There you go. Veteran 3 gain 25 kills. H5 moving up there. Infrared half-tech around to the front line here for Butcher once more. Bombarding here the Maxim. Almost got it wiped out. 30 kills. I shoot KV2 H5 moving in. The Jagdtiger up to deal with the Surge tank destroys. There's jumpers on the left flank also spotting. Infrared half course running spotting here for Butcher. Hey, find the Jagdtiger. The Jagdtiger is shooting. There we go. Slowly approaching Metri 4 already. They're down to half health now. And disengaging. Doesn't want to rush that anymore. Engineers taking casualties. In fact, getting wiped out. Leaving Artoria now with just one engineer squad. East side here we got Chukcha looking to outflank the castle. And push ahead. I suppose secure it. Though they still need to deal with that scrap hunt. They got another pamphlet away there for Mafia to back up his King Tiger. Jagdtiger need repairs. Secure on the centre here for the Red Army. We've got 280% on it, 32. And there you got the flank going in, but again, hits a mine at the outside of the assault there. Fumes were hitting further mines. Land the Falcon up there. And of course, they'll take close to the tank. They could get suppressed. They go bang grenades off. Trying to start to charge it. Oh, the assault is just failing. I like the idea here from Chukcha. Using the T-54 bait to draw the fire away, since you can't order the spare punch towards the target stuff. But instead, again, he hits all those mines. And again, oh, rocket strike. He got the spare punch in the corners, but might have risked murdering him of his own stuff. However, the mines were a great payoff there for Mafia, and it highlights that Chukcha should have mined the courtyard when he could have. He likely would have had better assaults against Mafia. Teams left rally, we got 276 to 132. Jagdtiger moving ahead there. Very close for T4 there. Conscripts charging ahead, right in front of the King Tiger. Königssieger and Sturm puny up range, support here for the Jagdtiger. There you go, Veterans T4 gained. Increased accuracy. Going on to T5, which I don't actually think does anything now. Comes there taking damage. So down with their vehicles falling behind here towards the main road. And oh, Artoria actually lost his his ISU-152. Oh dear. Jagdtiger advancing there, trying to get a hit, they're not quite landing it. Swiftly advancing. KV2 needs to be careful here. Butcher's Jagdtiger's on the move, it's on the hunt. Going to take a shot then the KV2, I think, but decided not to, just screaming points instead. We got 270 to 131. Trying to destroy mine there with the Jagdtiger. So chance now of restoring order here, I think, is limited. I mean, Chukcha still has a sizable force, but he's starting, I think, to wield it quite efficiently. Got an issue fired here for Chukcha. Jagdtiger taking more damage. Pulling back behind the King Tigers. The Jagdtiger charge there. Go, moving explosive flank to the Panther. Moved in there. Could take out the KV2 here. There we go. Good, good. Air support called in as well there. And aerial assault on the sub positions. We got here marked vehicle. H5 about to get knocked out. KV2 fighting away there. Jagdtiger has fully drawn from the fighting here, to be honest. Perhaps a bit excessive. Mafia's Panther was apparently cancelled. Look up the shot in and out. Although we got 111 to 270. More struggles is fine. We got more air support here. Units being picked off by Luftwaffe aircraft. Guardsmen being shattered by rockets. There's no end to the carnage. King Tiger lands a great hit there. 15 kills. Could activate spearhead mode here, which would be a good idea, I think. 16 kills. Grenades off there. Almost wiping out. In fact, wiping out the machine gun there. Good work. Betty 2 on the Königssieger. More rockets just decimating the center. More armor and more units being destroyed here. Untouched, that was lost. Apparently they're in the line of sight or something and they got too close. They maybe got moving in the circle there. Either way, Chukcha and Artoria surrenders. A loss for the Red Army, a victory for Deutschland, a victory for Kruppstil. And there's some very big cats here. So there you go, GG, game over. A brutal fight here on Eindhoven Country. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Legion. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you'll see you again for a nice episode.